Welcome to GC Cars. My name is Eric.
And I'm Jesse.
And this is your all-new 2025 Mazda CX-70.
CX-90.
CX-70.
90.
Same thing. Corporate needs you to find the difference between this and the CX-90. Mazda says there's 7 differences. It's the same car. it's literally the same.
Yeah.
Car. We're gonna evaluate it nonetheless.
Yeah, it's definitely all new. It's nothing we've never seen.
Yeah, it's completely new. It's like revolutionary.
Oh.
Doesn't have the same engine, same body.
Oh, that's different. That's different. Yeah, that's one difference.
True. There's one difference here. Circumstant metallic is the color, which is
decent.
I don't like the color, but I appreciate offering different colors.
I don't mind
got a really
it.
cool, actually, like a rose goldish kind of one.
Yeah.
Like brown. I love the black accents.
Yep.
Listen, it's a good-looking car.
Nothing changed in that regard.
The CX-90, it's a really good-looking car. I like it. Obviously, we got the inline 6. This is the GT mid-trim, so we got the base inline 6 mild hybrid. Not the fancy interior, but maybe the sweet spot in terms of money.
Oh, I found another difference. The badge.
Oh, they put the wrong number on. Yeah, it's the CX-70. Isn't that a different model? Isn't that a smaller car with only 5 seats?
We should like pull the tape measure and see the difference. It's
Yeah. Should we go and look? Let's look at it.
Let's just see if there's anything different inside.
Oh my god.
Thanks for watching. This is the same car, so basically.
Yeah, cool. Just no third row. Thanks for watching. Anyhow, no, we're actually going to go in depth here. So this is the CX-90.
I mean, this is different than what we had because it's a different trim.
Yeah, which like this, we had the signature on the other one, right? With the dual tone. We have a couple of different colors. Not quite as nice material. It's a little less tech. Overall, I think we can summarize this really quickly. It is nice.
Clean interior.
Yeah.
More upscale.
Yes, more upscale than a lot of in the competition. You have, even in this mid-trim, you have a lot of leathers, nice materials. It looks good.
Pretty comfortable seats.
No piano black whatsoever, which is really nice. We have this.
It's like a weave.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
No texture.
Yeah, it's plastic, but it looks different. It's not glossy, like you said. Seats are pretty comfy, heated, not ventilated. That's the next trim up. Physical HVAC controls and the usual Mazda infotainment. This is not the touchscreen one, that is also in an upper trim. However, we noticed in the CX-90 the screen was a little weird.
I think it was defective, to be honest.
Yeah, because it looked a little like grainy. This looks better. And I don't think that's the touchscreen difference, but Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, wireless, and yeah, physical HVAC down here. And as always, we have kind of the mixed physical and analog gauges in the Mazdas, which look good, pretty responsive, and does its job well.
But I love the split.
The split center, yeah, split center console. That's
the other times, like your arm's here and it's like, oh, watch out, I gotta open it. It's like,
oh yeah, all the time. So I can just open my side. It's not particularly deep, but it'll work out. And yeah, that's pretty much the front. So it is nice. So is the CX-90. Second row is
comfortable. Lots of space. No lack of space, headroom or legroom.
Heated seats on both sides. 2 USB-Cs.
Physical HVAC controls back there as well.
And cup holders in the center console for the 5th seat with a big sunroof up top.
Privacy shades as well.
Just like in the CX-90. You know what's not like in the CX-90? There's no third row. Moving on. The trunk is just like in the CX-90. 40 cubic feet of space with the non-existent third row.
Funnily enough, you still have the cup holders that are there for the third row.
Yeah, you still have the cup holders. The seats are still pretty,
still
pretty high.
The depth is the same as if the third row was folded down.
Yeah, like you do not gain any space. Okay, yeah, you can lift up the cover and then have a couple of cubbies. But like really, how often are you gonna use that? How often are you gonna use that? No, you're not. You're not. So if
confusing.
If you put down the second row, you get a 75 cubic feet of space, which is decent for a 2-row SUV, a little below what a 3-row SUV usually would do, because this is a 3-row SUV without a third. As you can tell, we're very confused by this. It's a CX-90. Anyhow, should we drive that CX-70?
Let's see if the 125 pounds of weight savings propels us.
I'm sure this is gonna be real sporty. See it on the road. All right, now out in the CX-70 or 90, whatever you want to call it, depending on how many rows you have. Sport mode. I'm going to see how quick this inline 6 is. Doesn't really brake torque much, but just launch pretty. Oh yeah, there you go. Turbo kicks in.
Torque's pretty good.
Yeah, honestly, it's pretty good.
You don't need more than that.
No, honestly, it's fine. And it takes 87, unlike the higher power.
Some creaking.
Bit of a rattle there. First time I noticed that. Anyhow, yeah, this is the... So there's 3 engine options in the CX-70. There's a 2-liter inline 4 with a plug-in hybrid system. There's this base 3.3-liter inline 6 turbo mild hybrid, 280 horsepower and 332 pound-feet of torque. And then there's the higher model, the high output version, which gets like 340 horsepower and more torque, which we've had in the CX-90. Honestly, this is sufficient.
Yeah, so it's another $4,000.
Yeah, to step up for the GT-P, which gives you a couple of things: ventilated seats, better engine, and it's small, some small things. But the main thing is really the new engine. I don't really think it is necessary. This is plenty fast.
For most people, this is going to be, like you said, the sweet spot.
Exactly, and I really like this engine. We found it in the CX-90. It is extremely fuel efficient.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of the most fuel efficient cars we've ever had. It is that good. And people don't like this 8-speed. People say, like a lot of journalists say, it's kind of sluggish. I disagree. I think occasionally it is a bit clunky. I've had a few shifts where it's like almost like it slips on the clutch and just rams it in. This is at 350 kilometers though, so it might just need to smooth out a little bit weird. What this engine does though, and I think part of the reason why it's so fuel efficient, is it literally turns on start-stop at like 100 kilometers an hour. If you're on the highway and you start coasting, the engine turns off.
Right.
So then if you go back on the throttle, it's going to take a second to restart the engine, get in the right gear, and I think that's the sluggishness people feel. Once you're used to it, I really like the drivetrain. It's got the power, it's got decent sound.
I feel like some of that's pumped in, but
I'm not sure.
I haven't really
Either
decided
way,
yet.
I like it. And we're going to put it in sport mode and see how this handles. Because it's a Mazda after all, right? It's supposed to handle. We get a downshift. And it's okay. It's decent. Like it's a 3-row SUV without a 3rd row. So naturally it's not going to be like super sporty. It's fairly agile. The steering is fairly precise. My favorite thing are the brakes though. The brakes are really well really well done. But I think we should swap seats so you can actually feel it.
Let's see.
For yourself. So another thing you get if you step up through the GT-P is memory seats. We have electronic seats but no memory. So,
which is, it's...
If you plan on like if you and your spouse or whoever want to drive the car off,
it can be
then
annoying.
That might make sense, right? Then to step up. If it's only one person driving, then it'll be totally fine. I think like this.
One thing we haven't talked about yet is the suspension.
I like it.
It's not bad at all.
Yeah, it's pretty soft. It rides well. Bike bumps, small bumps, it absorb pretty well. Same for noise. It is quite good on the highway. It's not like once you reach like actual highway speeds with the traffic flow, it does get a little noisier, but nothing out of the ordinary. And a Telluride or a Pilot won't be any quieter either. Now let's feel the brakes. I really like them. Very progressive, I think. They're a little long if you're not used to them, maybe. However,
yeah, they're nice.
Right? There's no like, it's very linear. It feels like
it is a little bit longer than I expected, but again, I'd be used to that within a day.
Yeah, but it's no like jerking stop, sudden like activation. It drives pretty well.
Yeah, it's not going to blow your socks off, but
exactly. But it drives. It's better than it drives better than the Telluride.
I did like the Telluride though, but
I liked it too.
Yeah.
But the drivetrain, all this just feels a little more upscale, a little more premium. This is what Mazda,
which
right?
is supposed to be.
Exactly. Tech-wise, lastly, adaptive cruise control. This GT doesn't have like the lane centering and all that, so it doesn't come with all the features. Which honestly, like, okay,
you'll get those in a lower package in a Telluride, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, yeah.
That's more standard.
Yeah, so the Hyundais and the Kias are a little better about the tech, if you care about that. I noticed the blind spot monitoring in this one is a little weird. It's kind of reacting to phantoms for me. So I've often had it like tell me that something's in my blind spot or give me the warning when indicating there's like just an empty lane.
It might be that 3rd row somewhere hiding.
it's the ghost of the 3rd row hiding in our blind spots. Okay, let's talk about it. Why are we so harsh on this car? If we objectively, it's a good car, we like it.
We're not harsh on the vehicle itself. We're harsh on the marketing.
Yeah, we're harsh on
like,
Mazda. Like
this is just, to me, it doesn't really make sense. I don't know how they all sat together in a boardroom and like, yes, this is a great idea.
Yeah, so let's talk about price. This is just $57,000 as a mid-trim. Once again, you can spec it up to close to 65 Canadian for the full trim signature. a little on the pricier side, but it's arguably nicer than most of its competitors.
Yep.
The thing that just keeps me from being able to say buy the CX-70 is that a CX-90, which is literally the same car, just with a third row, is $1,000 more. It's $1,000 more. You do not gain anything in the CX-70. You don't have more second row space. You don't have more trunk space. No, it's the same car.
Even if you never use the third row, the one time you might want to use it, it'll come in clutch. For resale value, it's probably going to do better.
Yeah, right? There's more of a market.
Why would you choose?
There's no drawback for $1,000. And if you spend 50, 60K anyway, why would you not do it? I just imagine I buy the CX-70, and then in 2 years, little Timmy and his friends need to go to soccer practice, and I need 2 more seats. And I'm like, damn it, if I'd spent those $1,000 back then, which is like what, $20 a month on your payment, then you would have had it. But no, it's like,
I'm just baffled by the marketing choice.
Yeah, this should not have been a separate model. I'm harsh on Mazda because it is disappointing, because they had a really good thing going with the CX-90. It was a great car, everybody liked it, and then they hyped up the CX-70 and they made marketing it like, oh, we're gonna reveal it. Everybody expected something like the European model CX-60 or CX-80, which would be perfect fits for this. Yep. And then they just give us a CX-90 with a third. It's like, it's just disappointing because there was a great opportunity for Mazda to extend their market, to have a great model lineup, and in my opinion, they just completely fumbled it. We'll see how it sells. My prediction is this is going to sell very little because it doesn't make any sense.
I don't know why you'd buy this.
Unless it's going to be like big incentives from the dealers, and you put that down to 4K less, maybe, okay. But until then, just get a CX-90. It's the same car, just better for $1,000.
I mean, better. I mean, it's just
more versatile.
More versatile, yeah.
That's all I got. So yeah, that's the verdict on the CX-70. The CX-90 without 3 rows.
I have to also add here that this is really slippery.
Yeah, I noticed that the steering wheel is a little slippery, and then like, in low speed it's a little heavy, so it's like I got to work a little more with it. Yeah. I think I'd get used to it. It's just also I have dry hands right now, to be fair. So if I'm using lotion a little more, then I'll probably be better on it. Anyhow, that's
use that lotion by yourself.
Jesus Christ. Anyhow. Send it once more. Give us that inline 6 because I like the inline 6, and then we can send it off into the final thoughts, intro, extra, outro. Thanks so much for watching. This is the Mazda CX-70. Thank you for watching this video on JC Cars. Pure testosterone. Oh. What the f is this piece of shit?
If you guys like the video, don't forget to hit the bell and subscribe. Should I just drive into a tree now, or?
And we'll see you next Friday at 8:15 a.m. Eastern for a whole lot more fun. Bye-bye.